Hey YouTube, welcome to Sid Slay's channel, and we're finally here together. I can sit down and record for you all. This is my first ever video. I'm so excited to finally be here. And I want to just go through a little bit of background about my background. This is Audrey Hepburn. My wall was painted Tiffany box blue, and a family friend, she gave me as a present this beautiful painting of Audrey Hepburn at Breakfast and Tiffany's. As you know, I love her so much, so this will probably be my background for most of my videos. If you like that, thumbs up please. But if you want to see how I got this makeup look, this go-to event, date night, going out with friends event, stay tuned, keep watching. Okay, so we're going to start off with the brows today. But before we start with that, I wanted to go over what's on my face. Right now, all I have on is my moisturizer, which is Murad. It's in the line of Even Skin. It's the Day Moisturizer. And a little bit of the Buxom chapstick. It's called Big O Lips. It's really good. It's a lip plumper too. I like to start off my makeup with a little bit of lip plumper. That way, by the end, when I'm putting on my lips feel just a little bit more moisturized and like ready and prepped. So let's start off with the brows, and I'm gonna show you what I use. And I use the Precisely My Brow in number 5. I love this pencil. It's by Benefit. It's awesome to get hair-like strokes. And so I'm gonna show you that today while I fill in. And you always want to start off with brushing the brows out so that you see where the hairs lay. And it's easy to see where the hairs lay when you have a wax. Preferably every 4 to 6 weeks, having a wax helps to maintain the shape, and it makes it so much easier to fill in the brows. So I never start in the front. Number 1 rule with brows, you never start in the front. You want to start on the arch, and you're going to make little sporadic hair-like strokes coming down the brow. And once I have like underneath the arch, I'm going to start with the top of the arch. That way, you already kind of see the shape of the brow. And then we're going to bring it that way and build up the top of that arch. And then the trick for underneath here, a lot of people always have questions about how they can do it and not make it look so harsh. My trick is always just lightly do strokes underneath this brow area. And then spike it up. The hairs always go up, so just spike that right up. And then brush it out. And voila, you have a brow. And what I do is I just duplicate the same thing on the other brow. Alrighty, now I'm going to conceal under my brows and add the concealer to my lids as a primer as well. And what I use is the Tarte Shape Tape in the color Tan Sand. And I just take a little bit and I put some on my hand. Not only will I use this amount on my brows, as I will put this on my lid. Sometimes I might have to take a little bit more out, but about like that much. Just a good little portion. And I use the Morphe M421 brush. It's a nice rounded tip, so that way you can kind of carve under the brows really nicely. And I'm going to start off by putting some product on my brush. And I'm going to go right up under the brow. And I'm going to carve it out. Same way I'd start at the arch when I fill it in. It's the same way I start at the arch when I carve underneath the brows. I'll take a little bit more product. Come up towards the front. And I'll take a little bit more. I'll come down. And I'll do the same thing to the other side. and blend that down towards the lid. And this brush makes it so easy to blend because not only is it flat, but it is fluffy as well. And it makes it so easy. And then that line here, I hate when girls leave that there. I just blend it in with my fingers. That's all I do. And next, what I'm gonna do is take a little bit what's left on my hand, and I'm taking a Real Techniques. This is a concealer brush, and I just take it and I put it all over my lids to prime for that shadow. Has a nice even base. You can definitely use shadow primer, but I've noticed that concealer helps those shadows stick a little bit better. And then I take a little bit of the Airspun powder with that same brush and I just go over it just so that the powder shadows will blend just a little bit easier, because liquid on top of powder sometimes can be a little bit tricky and you want those eyeshadows to be seamless. Alrighty, now for the eyeshadow. Alrighty, now we're gonna start on our eyeshadows, and today I'm gonna be using one of my favorite palettes that I love this brand, Anastasia, as far as their shadows and their palettes are so pretty. And this is the Prism palette. This is their newest one. So pretty packaging. It's velvet black and it has gold embellishing on it. And inside has a mirror, and then the other side is the shadows. It does come with a brush. And I'll be using the color Parallel, Saturn, and then Obsidian. I can't pronounce this color, but it is the black in the palette, which I love a palette that comes with black. There's not a lot of palettes do come with black anymore. They have a deep brown, but not a black. And those shades will be my transition colors. Alrighty, and what I use is a big fluffy brush. This came from a BH Cosmetics palette, but I know Morphe sells a crease brush that is the same exact as this, that you could use as a dupe. And so I'm going to take a little bit of Saturn, and that's that orange shade, and I'm going to start right here where the socket is under the brow, and I'm going to tip that in and blend it out. And you're going to go back and forth, blending it, taking a majority of your time to making sure it's at the end here and at the front. Sometimes I'll take it and I'll do circular motions just to make sure it's nice and blended. And once I'm kind of satisfied with that, I feel like it's blended out enough, no harsh lines, that's when I'll go into Parallel. In Parallel, I'll use the brush that this kit actually came with. It has a dual-sided brush. It's very nice, what I like. And what I do is I just dab a little bit of Parallel, and I'm going to put this right on the outer part of the lid. And I take, you see how it's barely on there? I only take a little bit of this color because I want to build it up. You would never want to start off harsh. You want to be able to build this color up. And you're just going to blend it up into the crease. And this method works on any eyelid because it kind of gives it more dimension. And I like dimension on the eye. Comment down below if you think I should do a halo eye look for my next video. I kind of want to know. Sorry, I need a break. Got thirsty. You see my giant half and half from hip hop. Shelby bought me, but had to take a little break, take a little sip. And we're gonna go right back into blending that color Parallel out into Saturn. Building that intensity. And once I feel like the outside is good enough, I'm gonna come right into the crease. Not on the lid, into the crease with that color. Take it, blend it, and go right over into the crease just above. With whatever is left on the brush. And then I'm gonna take that fluffy brush that I used to buff in Saturn, and I'm just gonna go over everything one more time. Just so that it's nice and blended and seamless. And then that's when we're kind of done with the shadows. But I'm going to take a little tiny bit of the black. Like, I literally just dab it in there. Like, I'm going to show you how I do it, just so you know how much I put on the brush. I take it and I literally dab. That's it. Just touch it. And I'm going to take that and dab that right in the crease. Just like that. And I take a little bit like this off the brush. Just so that way it won't be too harsh. Because it's easy. It's hard to blend out black. And then once I do that, I go back in with that same fluffy brush I used to buff in Saturn to really help to blend that out. If you ever need a little help, take a little bit of Saturn on the brush, and that helps to blend it perfectly. Alrighty. And now we're gonna go into my next palette that I love. This one just kind of came out. It's the packaging on it, I think, is just phenomenal. Like, I love the chocolate. I have the original chocolate bar palette, like actually right down there. And this one is a little better because I really appreciate like the gold packaging. It just amplifies the palette so much more. And it smells like chocolate like the original, and it's infused with real gold. The shades in this is amazing. It's mostly shimmers. It's only 4 shades, like 3 transition shades and then a white shade. But the shade I'm going to be using today is gold dipped. No, I'm going to be using chocolate gold. That's the prettiest part of the palette. And I'll take a little bit with my finger, because fingers are the best tools. Never forget that. And I'm just going to swipe it across gold, chocolate gold, which is gorgeous. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it right in the front on my lid. Look at that. Just touch it lightly and it's already so gorgeous. Oh, look at that, y'all. I'm in love with that shade. And I'm going to take a little bit. This brush came from another set I got like a while ago. Don't worry about it. It's just a flat angled brush. It helps to do cut creases a little easier. And then what you're going to do is you're going to clean up what you did with your fingers, kind of making the lines a little bit sharper. Sometimes I'll go back into this brush if I want to dust it a little bit, and then go back in to clean up the lines. And then just pack any excess on the lid. And then to blend that in, because you would never leave it like that. Always remember, no harsh lines. Take that brush that you used to blend the brown and the black, and you're going to just blend that chocolate gold into that crease. And the final thing for our eyeshadow is the Stilla Golden Glow Liquid Eyeshadow in Gold Goddess. It's so pretty. I love these. They just came out with a couple of more shades of like blue and purple, like mermaid shades. Gorgeous. I love the applicator that it comes with. And I just close my eye and I apply that glitter right over that chocolate gold. And then what I'm going to do is take that same brush that I used to apply chocolate gold and just blend that glitter in and pack it in. And then this one eye is done. And now I'm going to move on to this next eye, and I'm going to just duplicate the same thing. Sorry, I had a drink break again. But we're going to start off with my face after I finish my eyes. And what I'm going to use today is the Lancome. Cannot pronounce the name of this foundation. It looks like this. It has a flower on the top. It's so pretty. I like the packaging. But I'm in the shade 470 Cool. But actually, before I do that, I'm going to prime my skin, which is a must. And I use the Professional, this is the large size, to minimize the pores and smooth out the skin. And it also kind of helps your foundation to adhere to the skin a little bit better. And I'll just like put a little bit on my hand. Like, you don't need a lot, but I'll show you like the amount I put on my whole face. This is kind of a lot, not too much. On my whole face, I'll put like that much. Even that might be too much. But here, especially here, like the sides of the face is where the pores are. Like the sides of the nose, my forehead, my nose. And then I'll take the rest and put it everywhere else. And use it all. And I just rub it into the skin lightly. And then I tap kind of this area. So it kind of stipples into the skin. So it's nice and smooth. And then I'll put it on my forehead and massage that in. Blend that out. So it's nice and smooth. And I love how velvety this feels. It's like to die for. I love the Professional. And then yeah, and then I'm going to take my foundation. And it comes with a pump, which I think is a little bit more sanitary for any foundation. And I just literally take one here, one here, one here, my chin. And I'll take probably a little bit more right there, a little bit more right there. And I'll take, I always kind of alternate between brushes I use. This one's kind of dirty, do not judge me, but it's an It Cosmetics brush from Ulta. And I love this brush because it's the fact that it has like fibers kind of in the brush, if I can explain it. It's like super soft and it's angled. But all right, I'm gonna start by buffing it into my skin. I just take it in circular motions. And I buff it in my cheeks. And then go down my neck. Always blend your foundation into your neck, ladies. Like, please, I cannot say this enough. Go on my cheeks, circular motions. Down my neck. And my nose. Under my eye. You see how like I had that spot right there? It's completely gone with that foundation. Look at that coverage. Oh, sorry, I had to move that hair. Make sure it's all in that neck, girl. Under those eyes, on the temples. And then the forehead is always tricky to me because I kind of have a small one, in my opinion, but it could be big to others. But I kind of do it like that. And since this brush is kind of fat, I squeeze it and go right in between my brow. And right above my brows. Because I never put concealer above my brows. I just feel like that looks way too harsh. And then whatever is left on the brush, I kind of stipple that and press that into the skin. Just so that it looks as natural as possible. Alrighty, and then liquid foundation, done. Now on to concealer. And what I use, the same that I use under my eyebrows and on my lid, is the Tarte Shape Tape, again, in Tan Sand. And that comes with like a sponge applicator. And I just take a little bit. You don't need a lot of this concealer. A lot of people will make like a huge triangle. So unnecessary. Literally, I just take some on the sides of my nose, under my eye. That's about it. And then I'll take a little bit on the brim of my nose and right in between my nose, a little bit on my chin, cute as well. And then time to blend that out. And I use a beauty blender. Please do not judge me. My beauty blender is dirty. Do not judge me. But I surely will clean it after I use it today. It's just super stained. It's like I'll use something and it just won't not get like totally, like it's clean, it's just stained. That means it's time for a new one. But I have like 5 billion of these. So at some point I'm gonna figure out how to keep them totally clean. All right, and then once that's blended under the eye, I'm gonna do the other one. And I go right up under that eyeshadow too. This is a good trick for if you ever kind of mess up your shadow and bring it down. Just tilt your beauty blender a little bit and go take your concealer right there under the eye to just straighten that line out. And boom, it's done. It's like you never messed up. Then blend that down. And then you're gonna blend the chin down. Make sure that's nice and blended. And you're gonna press that Cupid's bow in. And then that nose. And then in between that nose. And then whatever is left on my beauty blender, I kind of take it to my forehead. You don't have to do that, but I kind of prefer it. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this Airspun powder. And sometimes I'll use a little bit of the Makeup Revolution banana powder, which most of the time I kind of mix that into it. So I'm going to do that today. It's a little banana powder by Makeup Revolution. It's really good. I think it's a dupe to the Ben Nye. Because I hate the fact that you have to order the Ben Nye banana powder. And this, they sell it at Ulta for like, I think it's like $8. You cannot beat that. And it's not ultra fine. It's awesome. And then I just take that and I pack it right up under my eye. And then on the sides of my nose. And then on the brim of my nose. Chin. And then I'm going to, while that's kind of setting, I don't bake for long. I just let it set a little bit. I use the NYX contour kit. Another good one is the Black Radiance. Their contour colors are really nice. But I use the darker shade in there. I kind of mix the two. I don't always use a darker shade. Kind of like here and here if I want a deeper contour. And I'm going to turn to the side. And you see where my hairline in the top, like mid-ear is? In the corner of my mouth? I kind of add it right there. Start towards the hairline and blend that down. And then blend it up a little bit on the sides of my face. Same thing on this side. I think you can see this better. I'm pretty sure you can. But on here, up at the hairline, and I move that right down. Carve out that cheekbone. But I don't really like cream contour. I'll do it sometimes. But I feel like for event makeup and pictures wise, powders are just so nice. So throughout the night, you don't have to worry about somebody being like, oh girl, this picture, you look pretty ghostly or you look muddy. Nobody wants to be muddy. And I pinch my brush like this, and whatever's left, I use on the sides of my nose to kind of contour that out. Alrighty, we're almost done with the face. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush. This is a Real Technique contour brush, but I just use it to dust off my excess powder. You can kind of use any fluffy little brush. You could also use this to highlight the cheekbones. It's kind of fat. It might not be the best, but it will work. Alrighty, dust that off. And then the last thing I'll do is add my blush. And this is a Morphe brush. It comes in their white brush kit. It's like the biggest brush in there. You can see it on their website, their original website. I got this from it. And I got it in a makeup thing like this. And it came with a brush set, which is awesome. And I take the Rockateur by Benefit, the blush. I think their packaging is just so cute. Isn't that cute? And it's like a nice, pretty plummy, not really plummy, kind of like a purpley shade, but it's brightening, especially for darker skin tones. You can kind of get that really nice color payoff without looking muddy or to look too bright. And I blend this all the way up. So there's a little bit of a shimmer in it, so it goes nicely with your highlight. And speaking of highlight, that is next. And I'm gonna use, the Artist Couture Highlight and Conceited. I don't know, the Diamond Glow Powder. I don't know if you can see that, but it's so pretty. It looks like, the top looks like this. So pretty. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah. And then the same white Morphe kit that I got the last blush brush from. It's the same highlight brush because it's a little smaller. I love this one. It's perfect on the cheeks. And all I do is I take a little bit of that diamond dust. And you about to see that glow, girl. Hold on. Look at that. Oh my God. Girl. Get in there. Get into that. These are about like 30, but they are, you can use them as eyeshadows, pigments, but let's see that again. Oh, I died. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, cause this highlight, I'm looking godly. And I'll pack a little bit on top of that just to give me even more. And then I'll spray my face with my setting spray and do a little bit more on the bridge of my nose, in between Cupid's bow, right here above the brow, and on that part of the brow, and above the brow. And girl, get into that right there. This is a glow. Alrighty, now we're gonna start with my liner, and I use the NYX black eyeliner. I think it's the Epic liner is what it's called. It's kind of rubbed off, but it is a great liquid liner. It has like a pen tip. It's awesome. And what I do is I don't really start in the beginning. I don't really kind of put liner there. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I start here and I kind of make on the lash line a line. And then I'll make my guideline for my underneath. And spike that up. Then I'll come over with that liner. It's hard to talk while you do liner, to be honest. And I have lash extensions on right now. That's why I have to go over them because they like kind of stick up a lot. But yeah, you get the gist of it. And that's one side done, and I'm gonna start on this side. And all I do is make a guideline underneath. Hopefully you can see that, yeah. Oh, shoot. You can always fix that. Actually, while it's wet, blend that into the shadow. Ha! Look, we fixed it. Don't be afraid to mess up, ladies. Alright, so almost done. Alrighty. So there's the liner. And after liner, I'm going to do mascara. And this is the Miss Zora Big by Lancome. It's a really good mascara. It's their newest one. And I just apply my mascara. And I wiggle it through the lash line and wiggle it up. I would put on lashes if I didn't have these extensions, but comment down below if you want how to apply false lashes. Whole lesson. I feel like all girls make the craziest face while they're putting on mascara. Like, either your mouth is open or like you're just looking crazy because my eyes are like super bugged out right now. But you get the point. Alrighty. Girls, we are almost done. Now I'm going to spray my face and then you gotta let it all get on you, like all get on you. But what I'm using is the All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray by Urban Decay. It's super good to let the foundation and the powders kind of sink into the skin and blend in and look more like skin. So yes, that's perfect. Alrighty subs, we're gonna go on to our what I did when the camera was off. I added a little bit of the color Parallel, the brown shade, in the Prism palette underneath my eye with a little tiny brush. I just applied that shadow right underneath. And then I took a little bit of the mascara that I used on my top lashes. I applied it to my bottom. Just to give, it ties the whole eye look together when you add a little bit of shadow underneath the eye. I always recommend that when you're playing with eyeshadows. Put a little bit on your lower lash line and then put mascara on your lower lash line as well. And so now on to lips. Lips with this look, you can literally do any color in the rainbow. That's why I feel like this look is something go-to for any event. You can use the transition shades and change up the eyelid color if you wanted, but the same shape and the same directions I used to blend. That's all you have to do, change the colors. But this look will go for any event. And when I mean every event, you can use the Anastasia lip palette, which has all the primary shades in it, and then some shades to mix it in, so you can customize any lip shade you want to get. Or you can use some of my favorites, which are by Too Faced, and this is in shade Lady Balls. It's so pretty. They're velvety, and they also have a little bit of lip plumping in them, which I love lip pumping, as you know. And the Melted Matte in Suck It. So pretty by Too Faced. You can tell I like Too Faced. I got a bunch of these. And another lipstick by Anastasia in the shade Latte is like one of my favorite go-to nude lips. It's such a pretty color. Their whole line of lipsticks are really good. I think they're slept on. I think some people need to go out and buy these. But today I think I'm going to put on the Fenty in the shade Uncensored Stunna. Isn't that a beauty? Like, look at the pack. Like, the packaging is what got me. I need all her lipsticks to come out more in this packaging. You get so much lipstick in this, and I love the applicator. You don't need a re-dip when you're applying it. So now I'm just gonna apply this lipstick and finish off the look. Look at that color payoff. Look at that. I always start on my bottom lip. And you can see how I didn't have to double dip in here to get my whole lip done. Now we're just gonna wait for that to dry a little bit. And we're gonna come back for the finished look. Alrighty guys, this is my final look right here. I just want to also say that all the products that I used today, I will put in the description bar below to make it easy for you guys so you can see everything that I used. And also below is a subscribe button. It's red. Please press that for me. I will greatly appreciate it. And also like the like button and comment below any videos you would like me to do in the future. I would like to post every week or every other week. I am in school right now. It starts back up this week. So it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I definitely will try to keep you informed of any videos I post on my social media, which is my Instagram is Sid Slays, and definitely follow that for me. And I also put my social media in this description bar below so that you can follow me on everything and be updated with my life and when I'm going to post a video and everything. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. See you in my next video.